McGrady. I wrote a book. Exciting. So let me take you back to 1953. The story of how I discovered...
How we discovered?
How you and Rosalind discovered.
Hey!
Yes, you two.
And me.
No.
Oh. How Francis and I discovered the structure of DNA.
You hardly even mentioned Rosalind in
Not
here.
your story.
Not yours either. There were 2 teams.
3 teams.
Locked in a race to discover the structure of DNA, the secret of life itself. On one hand, Watson and Crick. On the other, Rosalind and Wilkins, who didn't always see eye to eye.
And me, the one and only Linus Pauling.
Yes. And one piece of data that changed everything.
All we know is DNA cannot be made of 3 strands, but 2, 4, 6, all possible, just not 3.
On that we agree. Rosalind's data confirms it.
If only we had a photograph.
Rosalind has plenty here. Shouldn't we on a strictly friendly basis, you understand? Photo 51! Does that mean anything at all?
No, nothing.
I'm sorry I couldn't help.
Francis, look what I have.
This is on. The race is on. Ulysses are in the air, but who'll be the one to get us there? The race is on. The race is...
Hey everyone, I just made a huge discovery. That's all. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 3 strands of DNA. I figured it out, get out of my way. You're thinking of this like every day. Can't wait to see what the world will say. Backbone on the inside, acids out. Something to shout about. I got it right without a doubt. My son will freak when he finds out.
Look at this.
What? DNA, I figured it out, get out my way.
Rosalind, have you seen this?
Untitled, yes, you have
Coffee's
heard.
here, it's time to
Pauling
play.
solved it.
Acids out,
Here,
it's
what do you
something to shout about. I got
Yes,
lights,
are you
without
sure?
a doubt.
You make the
My
same
son
mistake
will
you
freak
did.
when he finds
You're
out.
telling?
The race is won. The race is won. Ulysses are in the air, and I'm the guy who got us there. The race is won. The race is won.
Let it be.
DNA. Linus Pauling's here to stay. Get out my way.
Back to work. Puzzling here, but that one there. Do everything with utmost care. Can't afford to make mistakes. I don't mind how long this takes. Photographs will help us see. As facts emerge, I know we'll be closer to the things we seek. We'll know so much in just 1 week. Cambridge
I need
boys
those this down.
relay.
If you want me out together,
It's just noise. It takes time so bad.
If you go out, if you
One
want to
more X-ray diffraction. The race is on. The race is on. Ulysses are in the air, so everyone there. The race is on.
The race is on! Watson, why don't we build bottles of hot sauce on the outside?
Because that would be too easy.
Well, why don't we just try?
Chris, we better figure this out. I didn't come here. Someone back home take the glory.
Watson, don't you stress, my dear, 'cause we've got all the answers here.
I bet Wilkins isn't telling us everything.
We can do it without them.
We better figure this out.
Don't stress, my dear,
Just to
'cause
see
we've
someone
got
back
all
home
the
take the
glory.
glory.
The race is on. The race is on. Ulysses are in the air, so everyone there. The race is on. The